Hi, this is Vickie. Welcome to Mountain Valley Natural Living. Today we're going to be infusing frankincense and myrrh, and also I'm going to throw in some rose hips, and we're going to do an infusion with rose hips as well. These are all wonderful, skin-friendly, aging, maturing, organic, natural herbs that I got here at the Emporium in downtown Blairsville. If you're ever in town, go check them out. They have a lot of really neat stuff in there and wonderful dried herbs. And this is the infamous Rue who sits on the counter at the Emporium. I have 3 ounces here, but I'm only going to use 1/4 of a cup. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to grind this resin in my coffee grinder and get me 1/4 of a cup. This is 1/3 of a cup, but I'm going to just make a little less in there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but then I'm going to infuse my frankincense in that apricot kernel oil, and that's 1/2 a cup. So I'm going to go ahead and grind it up, and then I will put it together, and then we'll come back and I'll go from there. Okay, I've ground up my frankincense resin, and now you can see it is finely ground. I'm going to go ahead and add it into a little container with my apricot kernel oil. I'm using apricot kernel seed oil because it's wonderful for face products, and I will be putting this oil in drops, you know, not a lot, but just in drops in my balms and my oil creations and my essential oils for mature and aging skin. This is my myrrh resin, like frankincense and myrrh, M-Y-R-R-H. I'm going to do the same thing that I did for my frankincense, and I'm going to fill this 1/3 cup up, but I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup. When it's ground down, it's about 1/4 of a cup. So I'm going to do this. It grounds into a little powder. Sometimes some of the chunks are hard to get out, so you have to grind it a few times. But I'm going to do that, and then I will infuse my myrrh also with apricot kernel oil. That's my frankincense already in that one. And there's my 1/2 a cup of apricot kernel oil. So about 1/4 a cup of ground frankincense, 1/2 a cup of apricot kernel oil. Or you can use any oil you want. I choose apricot kernel because it is very skin friendly, and I use it in my anti-aging balms and butters that I make because it is wonderful for your skin and for anti-aging properties. But you can use olive oil, you can use anything you want, just as long as it's skin friendly. And You know, it does whatever you're wanting it to do for your skin. Okay, this is my frankincense, this is my myrrh. I've poured a half a cup of apricot kernel oil on each one after I ground them up. Now, I'll take you to the next step. Okay, here's my fourth cup of rose hips. This is my extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to do about a half a cup, and on these bottles it's kind of nice because it's marked on the side, but I'm going to go a little bit above that. This does not have to be perfect, so I'm going to go a little bit above it, like so. And you just want to make sure. You can infuse this with as little or as much as you want. See how that is? You want at least an inch above your substance that you have in your jar. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in with the frankincense and myrrh over there and let it infuse for a couple of days. The normal way to do these is you put them in a jar and you let them sit for 4 to 6 weeks. But this kind of speeds up the process. So I'm going to do it like that for now, but I may pour, you can still use them again once you strain your resin off and your rose hips off or whatever you're infusing for 4 to 6 weeks at a time. And then I would refresh your herbs, but it have the same medicinal properties and skin properties. It may not be as potent, so you can use it in your lip balms or baby lotion and creams, but it's fine to do it a second round. Put your lids on it so you don't get any condensation or water in there. Just lightly put your lid on. Okay. I have this on low. And then I'm going to cook it for maybe a day or 2, 3 days, however long I feel like cooking it for. You can cook it for a week if you want, but normally you get all the extraction in about a day or 2 if you keep it on low. Hi, this is Vickie. I just wanted to show you my frankincense after it was in the crock pot for 2 days, and then I've let it sit in this container for about 3 weeks, and it's a little bit cloudy, but that's okay. As you can see, everything is settled to the bottom. I'm not going to stir it right now because I'm going to go ahead and strain it in here. I've got 2 strainers. I've got a real thin strainer here and then another one underneath it, and I'm going to see how much oil I got. So I'm going to go ahead and strain it. And this frankincense resin is kind of sticky, so it'll probably just stay in the bottom right here. See how it stayed in the bottom? Stayed in the bottom of my jar. So what I'm going to do, I might go ahead and just go like this. Because there's still a lot of good resin in there that I can use for my oils and my balms. looks like I got about half a cup of good frankincense oil that I can put in my balms or in my roller balls. I might put this in my Botox 2.0 nighttime oil. So now I'm just going to pour this back in here, strain it one more time, and that just about fills up that little half-pint jar. And that's a lot of oil that I can use, because I'll be using just drops at a time, most likely for my roller balls and my Botox oil. Okay, this is my myrrh that I'm gonna drain off now, strain it. I have a double strainer. I have a wire one, and then I have a fine mesh one right here. You can also use a cheesecloth, but I prefer to use a strainer. This works fine. This has been sitting for about 3 weeks, and it also cooked in the crock pot for 2 days. So it's pretty much extracted all it's going to extract for now. So this is also a resin, so you'll see. I might have a little bit less of this one. This is my myrrh. Okay. And that's how much I got of it. You can see. And I'm going to put it in with this frankincense, and I'll have a blend of frankincense and myrrh, because I'm going to put oil back on top of this, and so I'll have a blend. And then I'm going to do my rose hips right here and do the same thing. Now I'm going to strain my rose hips and see how that goes. See how much I end up with. Okay, here's my rose hips that's been soaking in extra virgin organic olive oil. Oh, that smells lovely. Smells so earthy and natural. Looks like I ended up with about almost a half a cup of rosehip oil. And that's pure, that's the good stuff right there. Now I'm going to put this rosehip oil in with this frankincense and myrrh in this jar. I've got it mixed right now. So I'm going to put the rosehip in there, and then I'm going to put maybe some avocado oil. I'll put avocado oil on top of it, some organic, and I'll infuse that. And I'll use that in some of my balms that way. So that's how you do it. That's how you infuse your own herbs to have your own oils. I ended up using grapeseed oil to cover the leftover from my frankincense and myrrh and rose hips. So I used grapeseed oil, and I'm going to infuse all of this again. I'll just leave it on the counter or on the shelf for a good 4 to 6 weeks, because I'm not cooking this. It's already been cooked, but there's still a lot of properties in there that I can get in that grapeseed oil and use it for my balms and roll-ons or salves or anything that I want to use it for in the future. So you can use it twice, but after that all of the properties are probably gone. Or you can maybe do it 3 times. I don't know. I haven't tried. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed. And that's how you do it. Frankincense and myrrh infused in organic apricot kernel oil. Here are some of the benefits if you want to pause your machine now so you can read it. Just keep it handy if you ever need to know what you need to use it for. Thank you guys for watching, and be prepared to make some more DIY medicinal and all natural remedies. We're going to make some cough syrup, throat soothing syrups for adults and children's. We're going to make some teas and tinctures and maybe some essential oil blends and balms and salves and creamy lotion. We have a lot to come. So please give me a like and subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss anything in the future. Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it. Until next time, from my family to yours, may you be blessed.